We love an emotional diva.
Yes, that's a great way to describe me.
LeAnn Rhymes, great to see you again.
Thank you.
I saw you at your showcase the other night.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So you've not been recording for 3 years, is it?
Yeah, it's been about 3 years. My last studio album. I put out a Christmas album in the States last year, but yeah.
And there's been this kind of monumental excitement about you releasing another record again. It's almost like a comeback.
No, well, I keep saying don't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
No, but it is in a way, you know. I mean, I feel like it's kind of coming into my own for the first time. I mean, I was at the same label for 20 years, and now with RCA, like it just feels like a whole different chapter. And in a really good way, like it's just kind of feeling like I've wiped the slate clean in a lot of ways, and I feel like I feel very settled, you know, in what I'm doing.
That's good. I saw one of your tweets the other week saying, I'm trying to keep my mouth shut. I'm getting so excited to tell you. Now you can do it, so you can tell everyone.
About it. It's so hard. We signed with them in September of last year, and it's been literally 9 months of hell, because I'm like, I can't talk about it.
The new album, the first taster of that is The Story, which I have to ask you about, because it's quite an emotional lyric, isn't it, to the song?
It is. I think that those lyrics, you know, is a perfect first single to start off this next chapter of my life. It's this kind of very vulnerable performance and moment with this kind of drama at the same time. So there's this, you know, kind of softness and this kind of drama to it. So I think that for me, it's a story of self-acceptance and really kind of owning every piece of yourself and your story, and also looking at it as it like, you know, we're all a part of one collective story. And I think, and you know, these times we're in so much need of that connection and understanding that we're not all separate, you know.
And I think especially at the moment, it's a really poignant sentiment to the song. Especially after the Orlando shootings, which is just terrific. And I know you're a massive supporter of LGBT rights.
Very much.
I see it all over your websites. It's great that you're supporting that cause. I think that will come as a big comfort to a lot of people as well, that you're supporting.
I really do. I mean, I've always supported equality, and I never quite understood the other way of thinking.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple to me, you know, and it's great. We just wrote a song a few months ago for this record called Love is Love, and specifically from that point of view and from my beliefs of, you know, love is love, and we all should be treated the same, and everybody should be able to love who they love. And it's an up-tempo song. It's really fun. Hopefully we can bring a little bit of joy back into, you know, the community. And I know it's amazing to see your community gather around each other in this time, and it's needed. I mean, the support is needed. You definitely have it from me, and I think it reflects on my album too. So I've really, it's something that's in the forefront of everyone's minds these days, and I think that I really wanted to tackle that subject because, and in a positive way, I just feel like it's needed.
It's fantastic to see that, and I'm sure a lot of people will thank you for that for the support. Where does the voice come from? I saw you performing at the showcase, and it just blew me away, the fact that you could just hold those notes with such power. And I think it's a voice that obviously you've had since you were young. Did you just wake up one day and know that you had that voice? And also, is it quite a comfortable thing to be able to sing like that?
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. I mean, it's so powerful, you know, to be able to convey these, you know, emotions, real human emotions through this instrument. There's so many feelings that come along with it, but I get really moved by it because I get super connected with that part of me, and on stage it just, you know, it's a very vulnerable place, and it's a powerful place, and it's exciting. I find a lot of joy, I think, on live with the connection with people. And now the music that I'm singing is, you know, it gets me every time. I mean, I'm connecting with it in a different way.
Because I realise, obviously, if you are a professional singer, there's a lot you have to go through to make your voice even better.
Yeah.
I mean, I could never sing. I sing in the shower and I'm terrified myself, so I can't actually begin to learn how to sing. Is it something that you can teach somebody?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think the connection, like, I think you can maybe teach somebody how to hit notes, but I don't think you can really teach like somebody how to connect and sing.
So it's more about having to control your voice rather
It
than
is,
having that talent.
yeah. I grew up singing. I mean, I don't remember a time when I didn't, and I was blessed, with a gift, and I think the more that I used it and the more experience I got, like I never had voice lessons, but I would, I sang every Saturday night from the time I was 7 at a show in Texas, and so I was constantly working and using it. So it's really fun to experiment. At this album, I really got to experiment with different parts of my voice. You'll hear on the record, it's just singing these really kind of like high head voices, and like I just threw in this whole yodel thing on a song that like,
oh, wow.
It's not like full on yodel,
Yeah.
but it's like I use my voice, then break my voice. It sounds like that. Just started playing around with it. I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
So you've gone in a direction that you weren't necessarily comfortable with before, so you're learning still.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I hope to God every time I make a record, like
Yeah.
I'm learning. But I think I'm slowly peeling away like pieces of me and revealing pieces of myself. And vocally, it is a very fine line of this control and also allowing the performance to happen. And, as I get to have these songs, they kind of get in my body and they become like, it's like muscle memory. Yeah. I know where things are placed, and it's just hard. It's hard to explain, but it is like muscle memory. And so then I kind of can get lost in the performance of it all. It is. There's a lot more to it, like that goes on in my head than most people think. They're like, it's so effortless. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, but and also it's my body. Like you have these two little, like they look like rubber bands, like in the vocal cords, and it's in my body, so I have to constantly like take care of.
You've got to look after yourself,
all
and
the
of course,
time.
if you're touring, it's just an added pressure, isn't it? You've got to eat well and exercise.
Yes, it's a whole job taking care of myself.
People forget that, I think, don't they, if you're a singer?
Yeah.
One of the new songs, which instantly pricked my ears up at the showcase, How to Kiss a Boy, because I instantly thought, oh, LeAnn's going to teach me some tricks, because this is interesting. How to Kiss a Boy, I'm going to learn something here.
Oh no, and unfortunately we probably have all experienced every bit of that song. I mean, it goes through every stage of love, from infatuation to heartbreak and having to say goodbye, and it's so heartbreaking. I mean, I listen sometimes. If I really listen to what I'm singing in that song, I just I lose it.
Emotional.
Yeah, it is. It's super. It's such a beautiful song. It's probably one of the most well-written songs I've ever heard. And it's mine.
I love seeing that though. When you see a performance on stage and you see an artist who's really connecting with the song, you can tell it's real. You can tell it's genuine. I love that even more than seeing somebody that's maybe just going through the motions and performing on stage.
No, I have. That part of me has grown so much. The authenticity of it, and that's really important to me. And I think because I'm connecting so much with it, it comes off in a completely different way and connects with the audience in a different way.
We love an emotional diva.
Yes, that's a great way to describe me.
And I know that you're a fan of Barbra Streisand.
Oh yes,
I mean,
another emotional diva.
It's a cliche, but a lot of gay men and gay women as well love Barbra Streisand.
Oh, yeah.
Right from the very beginning.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, she's the ultimate. I grew up listening to her ever since I was a little girl. So, yeah, she's
That's an
fantastic.
emotional diva.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm so using that. That's so awesome.
And talking of divas, I know that you're playing a lot of places in the States. You're going on tour. What's on your rider? Are you a demanding diva? Is
No.
LeAnn Rimes after a certain amount of things or just to get you comfortable?
Yeah, just to get me comfortable. I usually have like hard-boiled eggs and like grilled chicken, and I mean it's really a very healthy rider.
Yeah.
Avocado and like gluten-free toast and like
Love
different
it.
thing. So
I get that. I'm a vegan, so
okay.
I understand trying to eat sensibly.
So I mean, and sometimes we're in places where you really can't find the healthiest food. So I try to have that everywhere I go. So I guess the only diva part to me is that I try to stay as healthy as possible and kind of, I demand a little bit of that. But other than that, no, nothing else.
You performed The Rose with the Gay Men's Chorus in Los Angeles, from Los Angeles, and that was about 6 years ago, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
That must have been emotional.
Oh, yeah, very much so. I mean, to perform with all of these great guys, we did I think it was a Christmas performance. I forgot what it was, but I ended up, singing The Rose, and people really were moved by it. And I still will get like tweets from people that have seen the video of it, and they're like, "Oh, this is you're so moving." So, yeah, I've been singing that song forever. But when you put it into that kind of context and in that environment, it just becomes pretty.
And
intense.
that was supporting the suicide message as well, wasn't it? There's a lot of teenagers that had taken their lives.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, that's it's so intense right now, you know, with social media and people judging and the hatred that is out there.
It's quite a dark time, isn't it, at the moment?
It is, and I seem to find, because I've had a lot of it come at me. I think everybody that's on social media does, but I've had a lot of it come at me, and I've started to kind of look at it in a different way of, you know, these people must really hate themselves to be able to have to spew that onto others they don't know. And I guess it's that frame of mind, I think, softened me a bit to extend love and empathy to those, you know, people. I mean, we've all been there where we've, you know, felt locked in ourselves and not liked ourselves, but people deal with it in different ways. And it's, you know, when you have kids that are on social media and you have kids that are being judged, I mean, it's scary to think that your child, you know, could do something like that. But it's an ultimate reality right now that's happening way more than need be.
Absolutely. Quick fire round. You have to choose one or the other, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes.
Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram.
Okay. Nightclub or cozy night in?
Cozy night in.
White wine or smoothie or juice?
Oh.
That's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah, I might go with the white wine on that one.
Text or phone calls?
Text.
Madonna or Beyonce? Another tricky one.
Oh, that's so hard. I'm gonna go with Beyonce right now. She's blowing it up right now. It's awesome.
And perhaps the ultimate, country or pop?
All of it.
All
All
of
of
the
it.
other.
It depends. I'm gonna say old school country and like
Because that's your
soulful
roots, isn't it?
pop.
Yeah.
Like there's different, when you say pop, like there's so many different like things I could think of. Like, you know, to me it's like rock and soul and like all that kind of stuff that I love.
Yeah, because music is a fusion, isn't it?
It is.
In so many
That's
ways.
what I mean. It's all of it.
Absolutely.
All of it.
Okay, I'll settle for that
Okay, thank you.
compromise. That's a good compromise. The new album, I can't believe this. I'm staggered to actually read these stats. 16th studio album, your 16th studio album.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. I guess I don't stop and think about it until
Yeah.
it's like written, you know.
Well,
on
you
a piece of
started
paper.
young, didn't you? You
I
were
did,
very
yeah.
young when you started out. In hindsight, is that a good thing for you? Have you learned a lot from starting at a young age?
Oh yeah, I mean I've learned a lot. I survived it, which was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I think if you can survive it and get on the other side, I mean it's definitely. I went to the school of life, you know, and I've learned a lot, and I think everything that I've gone through has kind of prepared me for now, and I'm in a really good place. So
That's great.
yeah.
And the new album, would you say, it's like choosing a favourite baby, isn't it, I
Right.
suppose, if you compare it. Can you say that it's one of your favourite albums?
Oh, for sure. Definitely one of my favorites. I think, you know, the last album, Spitfire, was something that was so personal and definitely one of my favorite records. And I started writing from like this different place at that point in time, and I kind of can't go back. So, you know, every time I go in the studio, it's a very cathartic experience, and I learn so much about myself, and I'm growing and, like I said, experimenting with different parts of myself and kind of growing these, giving myself a little more freedom to play. And so yeah, I kind of don't want to end this this cycle of, you know, creativity, because it's been so fun. I've really enjoyed it.
It's exciting to think of the future now, isn't it? When you
Yeah.
have that frame of mind
Yes, very
where
much
you
so.
continue to experiment and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
love what you're doing.
Yeah, I think that joy came back to me, you know, making this album and getting to speak on things and create music that was really important to me. So yeah, I think I can't do anything else like differently now. It's going to continue to grow, and who knows where it's going to lead me.
Well, good luck with it, LeAnn.
Thank
and it's
you.
great to see you today. I wish you all the best with it.
Thank
and
you.
See you soon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.